Hi, everyone. I wanted to talk to you just a few minutes about this demonstration speech that you're working on. As the instructions have stated, this is a type of an informative speech where you demonstrate how a process works. So that means showing and explaining at the same time. Um, for just a brief clarification, I want to offer a couple of things in Blackboard. Um, as an explanation for where this demonstration speech fits in relation to everything else we've done this semester. I'd like to call your attention to an announcement that I posted back in the beginning of the semester. And I can appreciate how announcements get piled on and we forget throughout the semester. But just as a reminder, this is an inquiry-based semester. So we began with an introductory presentation about contentment and a place where we felt contentment or a time we felt it, as a reminder that we have access to it. And then we moved into this informative presentation we just submitted a few weeks ago, and that was informing the audience on what you feel like the most pressing issues in our culture today are, either a culture of meanness or a culture of social isolation or loneliness. You all really did a great job in explaining that to us, educating the audience. But instead of staying stuck in a problem, I want us to move ahead into the solution. And that's the purpose of this demonstration speech. There are solutions to meanness. There are solutions to social isolation and loneliness. And what I hope you will do is you'll demonstrate how you get out of that mode of being sucked into, social media drama, or how you get so sucked into being distant and emphasizing differences instead of what we have in common. So the demonstration speech is a speech in which you will demonstrate a process, an activity, or a hobby perhaps that you value as a means of connection with other people. So what will this demonstration speech look like? Some of them lend themselves to being videoed, and you're explaining what the process is. I think of some of my students who will video, playing a sport, um, or perhaps setting up a tent outside, or even an, hammock, you know, that lends itself to being videoed. Other speeches perhaps would be better served through a slideshow where you take photos of the process and then upload those into a slideshow, just like you did with the informative presentation in concurrent view. And I think of examples such as if you're in a dorm room and you don't necessarily have access to a full kitchen, but you want to demonstrate a recipe that you and your grandmother used to bake together. Well, you could take photos, of yourself, at a in someone's kitchen doing that and uploading that into a slideshow. You can even borrow slides, photos from online sources as long as you document where it came from underneath the photo. So some speeches will lend themselves to actually being performed through video, and some will need to be in a slideshow. You just use your best judgment on that. But what I do want to emphasize, two things. You need to reach back to that informative presentation and be sure to emphasize, okay, this is what the problem was. This is what research says the problem is. This is what I've experienced in my own life. And here is a personal recommendation to combat loneliness or to reconnect with others or to recenter. And the focus of this presentation will be more in that demonstration than on telling why it's important. There will be an element of making your case. Here is why your hobby or your activity is important, but allow enough time in your presentation for there to be a demonstration. So you're teaching us how to do something. And that's the key point. You know, some people find their solace, their contentment in being outdoors, in hiking, in camping, in rock climbing. Find one aspect that you can demonstrate. And so I know a lot of the videos, in fact, all of the videos that are in the module look a little different from our assignment. And that's because they did have a different assignment. It was to just demonstrate a process. I included those so that you could get a feel of what it looks like and what it sounds like to show a process and to explain the steps. That will be an integral part. It will be the focus of your demonstration speech. But I also would like you to reach back to that informative and use this demonstration as a tool to combat loneliness or meanness or social isolation. And so I hope that does a little bit a better job in clarifying the intent of the demonstration speech. And I hope it clarifies also how that speech fits into kind of the whole puzzle of our inquiry-based class this semester. Looking forward, we'll have a persuasive speech. We persuade the audience what we can do to get out of our comfort zone, get out of the ruts, the dramas, and persuade, you know, an audience that there is a better solution and that solution will work. But that's later. So if you have any questions regarding this demonstration speech, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll be glad to set up a Zoom meeting if we need to. But I hope that does kind of clarify the intent and the focus for the demonstration speech. Thank you.